time to season every breath is blue. Beat blunt bottle in a boot, there ain't a better two. The shirts tell him, the bars kill him, and y'all feel him. My perk yelling, but God willing, them jaws stealing. Y'all ain't us, them ain't we, capiche, bruh. On these nuts, can't ease up, my B's up. Bars from the same era my kicks do, you shih tzus, barking up the wrong tree. You a novice, I'm beyond peak. Ain't a nigga at arm reach, no one army to hold.
So the Cole versus Common conversation, J. Cole versus Common. I, I don't know if I forced the conversation with people. I just saw that Deontay Kyle responded to somebody that said that they said some bullshit about Common, that J. Cole is just Common with better production, or Common is just J. Cole with better production. And I think
Is
Deontay
it
Kyle was like,
common? Is it
it says
common J. Cole?
J. Cole is
Yeah.
just Common with better production,
Okay.
right? Which is, the comment in and of itself is ridiculous, because Common's production is significantly better than J. Cole. J. Cole
Significantly
produces,
better is crazy. I'm noticing this about you.
yeah.
You're an era guy.
This is what my man said. This is what my man said. My man Dalvin said, you just can't accept that people like people from this era more than they like people from the other era, which we'll get to. But okay, who produced for Common his entire career? No ID and Jay Dilla. Like, those are the biggest producers that he's worked with. And um the subsequent albums, like over the last few years that he's put out, granted, I haven't listened to all of those shits, but like Resurrection is No ID. One Day It Won't Make Sense is No ID. Um, Kanye West produced B and Finding Forever, and Jay Dilla produced Like Water for Chocolate and Electric Circus, and Neptunes did a few joints on there. Would anybody in their right fucking mind put J. Cole up next to Jay Dilla, Kanye West, and No ID?
You saw like J. Cole makes all his beats. Is
He
J. Cole
does
the beat?
make all his beats.
J.
Yeah,
Cole makes all his beats.
all of them. It's one of the biggest contention points of his career, is that he basically was like, I'm making all of these. Like 99% of them.
I thought he was the other way around. I thought he made a lot of beats. I thought he made most of his beats coming up, and then he started to venture out, and now he's back on his own beats. Like, I could be incorrect as fuck. I definitely didn't think he made all his beats.
I will
Because
let's
I know
pull up.
Crit's late to letting niggas make beats for him.
He has joints like Love Yours, that Illmind produced Love Yours, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm not, yeah. And I
all
think
right, so
90% is crazy.
it's a lot. It is a lot. Here, I'll pull up. Let's just pull up the Wikipedia for Forest Hills Drive, since that's his biggest one. He has other producers, but he does
Yeah.
produce a majority of his shit. So January 28th, Wet Dreams, San Tropez, uh, Get Off My Dick, No Role Models,
These are his or
Hello.
what?
Apparently, these are all his. Yeah, Note to Self. Yeah, J. Cole produces a majority of his shit.
I'm saying, but he
Yeah.
has Timbaland, he has Kanye, he has Alchemist. Like, he has top tier dudes also. That's just with a simple search.
Which ones? Like, which ones are we saying? Like, I mean, hold on. Let's go. Let's find another one of his albums. I just went to Forest Hill because that's like the biggest one or whatever. But like,
I'm cheating. I'm just going to Google search.
yeah, it's all good. A majority of J. Cole shit he's produced. Like, he's not the only one, obviously. He's worked with other people, but like, I'm pretty confident in my. I wouldn't put. I feel like Common's production is on a different tier from Cole's.
I think where me and you are butting heads is the
Mm-hmm.
gap you put between them. Like, this goes back to the whole Doggy Style and Illmatic joint, which
Mm-hmm.
is a conversation I wouldn't agree with immediately, but as the convo goes on, I'm like, okay, this is closer than I thought. To me, Cole and Common is not as large as the gap you're making it in every single sector. Like, you make it
You're
like
right.
it's a landslide in every single sector.
And I
And
and I
it's like,
and because we're talking about this now, you're right. Like, I don't mean to say like J. Cole is nothing close to Common, but I think that people, in the conversations that I've had with people absolutely underrate Common's career. and how the level of great that Common was at for like a really long time, and the level of pioneer that he was really like. You can't really say that. I can't really say that J. Cole was any kind of pioneer for any reason. Like he was really, really dope. Like even the fact that he was from North Carolina, like at that in that era of hip hop, it was okay for you to be from Greenland. Like nobody cares where you're from in that era of hip hop because of the internet and because and essentially you could be from wherever you're from. J. Cole's sound is not a North Carolina sound. Like he sounds like he's from New York. He's always said that shit all the time. He sounds like he's from Queens. Like Common, when Common came out, there was nobody from Chicago. Like there was Twista, but even Twista wasn't Twista like back then. Twista first album was like in the 80s and his name was like the incredible record breaking Twista or some shit like
But that's
that,
the
right?
same thing for Cole, right? Because nobody's including Petey Pablo.
Nobody's including. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, but or I include Little Brother. Like Little Brother was out before Cole, and Little Brother's North Carolina. You know what I mean?
So you include Little Brother because Little Brother was kind of on the same level as Twister, and that's what you're saying? Like
I'm
they're about
saying like
major, but you know them?
I'm saying two things. One, in 2009, you could be from anywhere,
Yeah.
and whereas in 1992, the fact that he was from Chicago meant a lot. Like there was very little presence. Like also like back then, like there's a reason that like even Kanye West packed up his bags and drove to New York to become who he was, right? Because just
As did Cole.
logistic, yeah, right. I mean, Cole did it for college, but still, like logistically speaking, in that era, it was there's who would even recognize you? Who would even come to a show if you did one in Chicago? Like the record labels were in New York and California. If you want, and you had to get signed back then too. You couldn't just be somebody uploading shit to the internet and having people find you, right? So being from Chicago in 1992 and breaking through and getting signed to a label and having big records the way that he did in 1992, to me, this dude was a real giant for Chicago, and people have always recognized Common as a big giant for Chicago, and being the type. And it's funny you said he's not even top three in his era. That was hilarious. But being as becoming what Common became in that era when your contemporaries are all the greatest artists of all time. Like Common always had to be compared to all of the greatest artists of all time, whereas J. Cole's contemporaries are the big three of these cats in this era. But I have to make noise and make waves against
Hold
Biggie
on.
and
You're saying
Nas
you're
and
saying that Common is going up against the greatest of all time, when really he's just going up against his contemporaries as is Cole. Because in 30 years from now, we're going to be saying the same thing about Cole and Kendrick, how they had to go up against the greats because people are going to be looking at them like that. Just like people didn't recognize the Rock came and the Big Daddy came when we were having a conversation about Common and Big and them. Like it's going to happen again. So it's going to be the same. That makes sense.
I think the era that you were I think I see what you're saying, but like when because I'm listening to music in 1992
Yeah.
as were you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm turning on. I only have $10 to buy music this week, right? I did my
Yeah.
chores and that's all I got, right? The competition is Nas, Big, Wu Tang, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, eventually Jay Z, Tribe Called Quest, all this other shit. So for you to stand out, and also you're doing it in the era where their biggest records, the most pioneering music, the most game changing shit was happening between 1992 and 1998, and Common in that era gave us, you know what I'm saying, Resurrection, One Day It All Makes Sense, and his I don't want to forget his catalog, but you know what I'm saying, like his records were big, man, and like again, he takes down Ice Cube. Like that shit can't be understated. How taking down fucking Ice Cube in 1996 or whenever Bitch and You came out, like J. Cole does not have that on his resume at all. Like there's nothing in his there's no J. Cole had the opportunity to be battle tested, and I understand why he did it. And I don't take any credit away from him for stepping out of the Kendrick beef. You know what I'm saying? But like Common didn't have that choice. You know what I'm saying? Like Common and Common was the aggressor with the shit with Ice Cube. It's not like Ice Cube made a song and was like fuck Common, blah blah blah. Like Ice Cube was like, nah, actually fuck you. Like he decided to like step out and really make that statement. And that shit is a legendary fucking record. Like the bitch in you is something
That's
that,
the,
you know what I mean?
and I think that's the only category where I will not have any kind of argument for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bring up the false prophets against Wale because that's a deep cut track that people wouldn't even understand because that's how he handles like his retort to Wale lets you understand why he backed out of the battle with. So it all makes sense of how he do stuff. The battle rap
Yeah.
he had against the little kids, we're not gonna count that. So I wouldn't even count the battle rap joint. But everything you said about Common,
Mm-hmm.
anybody could say all those statements about J. Cole. Like
What?
everything you said about Common, anybody can say about J. Cole. Like all that
That
stuff.
he was, but
That he was going because, like I said, you're comparing Common. You're talking about what Common did when he was doing it. He was just doing it
mm,
with his peers, just like J. Cole was just doing it with his peers. I understand later on it came to be seen as he was doing it with the greatest ever, but at that
yeah.
time he was just doing it with his peers. As
But
it
your peers in 1992 through 1996 is a lot different than the peers of, like, what peers did Cole have to go against, really? Like, I guess Wayne and Kanye West, who were the big ones in that era,
oh,
and
Wayne.
Drake, and Drake
But
and
I'm just saying,
Kendrick.
you name Wayne and Kanye West, two people I
That's
hate, but two people that the world loves. One person that they actually listen to him tell him that he was the best rapper alive for like
Yeah,
3
I'm
years.
saying, like, in that
So
era, who were the biggest cats? And no, and I named them too because they were, those two are behemoths. So like,
yeah,
so if I'm
so
gonna argue against
we're
myself,
skipping over the big three that he has and the Wale. So we're skipping over that, and I'm just saying like that group of seven will be looked at by somebody the same way that group of seven that you named that they was going up against. Like it's going
that's
to be like,
crazy.
especially when you add all of those together in
Would
20
you look at
years.
that group of seven versus the group of seven from Common's era?
You
I
name
wouldn't.
some people from the group of seven that I'm definitely taking out. Like my top five is not 90s based. My top five is is heavily new. Like a lot of
Mm,
niggas, like my shit. That's why I can't give you like in 10 minutes. I will give you a completely different top five because for one, there's that much music out. For
mm,
two, that's another thing I realized when we was going back and forth in the joint. It's like, yo, when you like what this person puts out that much, that's how you
mm.
feel about it, and that's the purpose
Yeah,
of it. And that's why I try to shy away from, to me, equal peer conversations
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
it's like really you just throwing shit up against the wall in defense compared to me saying like Mystical's better, like Rakim's better than Mystical. Because I
yeah,
had
yeah,
somebody in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
quick story. My brother was like, "Yo, these niggas listen to anything you say." I like, man, shut up. Go tell them niggas Mystical better than Rakim, and I bet you they. And I was like, "Yo, really? Yes." Like I was like, "What?" Already lesson, nigga.
Your brother from Cali?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like him, man. I really enjoyed that show that he was on. I was like, oh, this is dope. But all right, pull up. You got your phone. Pull up J. Cole's discography.
Yo, this is perfect. All right, so let's both go to essentials.
Oh,
Because
the
I think that
iTunes essentials or just the discography
no essential. To
of the
me,
essentials?
essential because I
Okay.
think that's how even the conversation is that we got to take. It's like this whole time I was taking myself out of the conversation. I was
Hmm.
looking at it as these artists are big and this is what people say about them, opposed
Hmm.
to like, yo, I just like Cole better than most people. Like I didn't want to be on that kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
definitely thought about the whole just essentials this morning. Yeah, because I definitely had to put this a lot.
And because my man told me, my man was saying, that you just like rappers from your era more than you like rappers from this era, and
Yeah,
and
facts.
and that's true. But I love J. Cole. Like I'm big J. Cole, and rappers from, I would say my era kind of ends with J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still really big into music at this point, and I love all three of those cats. I know when people hear me talk about Kendrick, it might sound like I don't really fuck with him like that, and that you
But
might
they
hear me
got
talking about Cole,
they
but
kind
I
of got
really do
started
fuck with him.
because they kind of got started at the point where a lot of our people we grew up on were ending it. So you
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
so they kind of got like they say Godfather at the end, so to say.
They picked up the baton at a real perfect time. I will just say I'm a big ass J. Cole fan that's very disappointed by his albums for the most part. I
Whew,
just don't like his albums. I don't think that they're that good. Um,
it's
I
crazy.
I listened. I was always kind of underrating. Like I would always defend him, and then I went back and kind of listened to him. I was like, I really don't like these. And then when his podcast came out with him and what's his man's name? Him and Eve did that podcast. Did you hear the podcast?
Mm.
The podcast is incredible. He basically doing a retrospect of his entire career from like being unsigned up until like Forest Hill Drive, I think, is when he stops. And he just granular detail, hour-long episodes, pulling up unmixed versions of the songs that we love. Like they found an old laptop that had old music on it. And they went and was just pulling up demos and samples and ideas that became like all that shit. It's an incredible fucking podcast. I love J. Cole. I really do. As a person, I'm a big fan. I think he's one of the dopest to ever do it, like all of that shit. And I listened to that podcast and I just got so juiced up to hear his whole discography, to go back and listen to it after hearing like, the stuff that he had to say about it. And I listened to all the shit that was like, yep, still don't like this shit. Like I still don't like these albums as much as like I I try to force myself to like shit. I really do. And I do it. I don't do it consciously. And I went back through it and I was like, yeah, I still don't like the first album. I still skipped through a bunch of songs on the second album. I still love Forest Hills Drive. I still don't like KOD. I still hate For Your Eyes Only.
That's
Um, I,
crazy.
I still like the comeback shit with the Basketball on Fire. I think that his best two records is definitely the warm up and Friday Night Lights.
Do you not like you like Kendrick albums?
I love Section 80. I I really like Good Kid, Mad City. I've grown to like Pimp a Butterfly a lot. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think out of Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake, J. Cole is significantly at number three for me. Like Drake, Drake has exceeded, I think, most people's expectations, right? Like I think when you heard him rapping about chicks all the time and singing, and he's from Canada and he dresses kind of
He's
weird,
exceeded as our expectation as how big he's gotten or how good he's gotten as an artist.
how dope the music was. Like how I didn't expect his music to be as fire as it was. I had every reason to love J. Cole and every reason to look at a dude like Drake and be like, this dude is corny. And he is corny for a lot of the reasons that people say that he's corny. But when I hit play on So Far Gone, I was like, wait a minute. Like I said it on the show, Drake changed the way that I listen to music. Like Drake made me listen to artists from the South. And it's not that because he's from the South, but it's like I was like, am I missing something here? Like I'm like
I think that's my whole point.
yeah.
Drake's style is so basic that you had to go to where you thought niggas rhyme basic at and found out, oh no, niggas rap down here.
It wasn't that
Basically what I
it
got from
wasn't
that, my
that
nigga.
that Wayne was all over that project, and I was like, damn, this dude. I was like, this Wayne shit is crazy. Like, am I missing out on this? And that was like, so then it's Wayne, and then I start listening to and it was 3 6 Mafia because so many people around here listen to 3 6 Mafia. It wasn't that his style is so like I think that again we'll have the Drake argument. We'll be here till 10 in the morning if we do, but I think that Drake shot way over the expectations for what people would have thought. And now he's come back to earth a little bit with the music that he's made
You
lately.
know, I definitely agree with him exceeding the expectations. I just don't feel like he ended up being a better MC. Like the trajectory I thought he was going to be on when I heard him on with Nick and with Radio B, and then
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the first two mixtapes. I was like, oh yeah, this is fire. It reminded me of Wiz Khalifa. Like when Wiz made that first pop, I mean, with that first like major major deal album, I was like, oh yeah, this is I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave you right here, buddy.
Yeah. Wiz to me like underwhelmed expectations, and I think J.
But
Cole did
it's funny
not
because
exceed expectations.
we're saying that they underwhelmed expectations, and look how big both of those people got. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
because this
And so that's
conversation, yeah,
and
I'm
Cole's
sorry.
different to me. Like Cole got, like I said, every time I listen to every project, Cole and don't take this as blasphemy. I know it's a nigga. Cole and Black Thought had that same effect on me as the last time I heard you. You were not this nice, but I
Hmm.
can't figure out. Nick Grant has the same effect also, but I
Hmm.
can't figure out what you did better. You just sound like you're doing this more effortlessly. Like, and that's how
Yeah.
Cole has got to me. Um, I can't argue with the. I'm going through this discography, and I'm trying to look at it as not as projects that I enjoyed a lot, and trying to
Hmm.
look at it as projects that people will say, "Oh, that's a classic." And you're right. I only see two albums that people might consider a classic. You know what I mean? And that's not me including the warm up or the come up because or Friday Night Lights because it's just like
Those are my favorite projects of his, and I wouldn't exclude them. Um, and he has a lot of original music on there, so I think they deserve to get mentioned. In that era, your mixtapes were
that's
basically just like albums that you put out for free. So like I'm not hating on that shit. And this conversation is not to me about commercial success because commercial success is obviously a whole different thing. And you could talk about Ja Rule's commercial success and then you could be like, well, let's compare Ja Rule to Jay-Z, and that's insane. Like nobody would ever do that. And people like to discredit Jay-Z and be like, well, Jay-Z didn't have any number one singles, Jay-Z didn't have any big records, and then you can take Ja Rule and saw how he was dominating the charts. That's not this conversation, and I hate when people try to do that because like get fucking serious.
yeah, that's
Um,
not even a conversation though. That's not even close.
like don't even come at me with that shit. But people like to do that when
And
it
Vinny
comes to
Benavici is a
Jay-Z.
classic. Boy,
Huh?
Vinny Benavici is a classic. But go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. We'll get,
Can I
I,
take a
I
sip?
guess.
Sure.
I'm not, there's no Ja Rule project that I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, I like, sure. That's all I can give you. Sure. Uh, so you said you want to go through the essentials of the discography because for me, what do you want to do? Like I will tell you right now that like Water for Chocolate, B and hold on, like Water for Chocolate, B, and One Day It'll All Make Sense to me. I would take those three against anything that J. Cole has done. J. Cole does not have B in his not for me. And remember, when Kanye West decided to make good music and run with his own crew, B was the first project he did. All right. So whether we can say, well, he picked an artist who was already established and he wanted to do that, whatever reason you want to say, Kanye West jumped everything off with Common. All right. And they fucking delivered. And that shit is an undeniable classic. J. Cole, to me, has, I guess, one undeniable classic with Forest Hills Drive. Um, I would not I would not compare Forest Hill Drive and B. I mean, you could compare them. I think B is doper than Forest Hill Drive. So what's their next best one? It's like Water for Chocolate, right? Like Water for Chocolate was Jay Dilla's like biggest commercial moment, right? Like this, and as dope as Jay Dilla was, and he has all whole kinds of shit, and people will probably maybe argue with me about it. Like the Light is Jay Dilla's biggest single, right? Like, so this is another one of the goats producers of all time putting their stamp on somebody, and that somebody was Common, and that album fucking delivered. This album is just full of classic shit from, what I'm saying, from the Sixth Sense, which is the one premiere song, to the Questions with Most Def, the Light, the joint Ghetto Heaven with D'Angelo, which they fucking buried and put the Macy Gray version. Like there's that, right? Resurrection. Resurrection is a fucking classic. This is three now. Three classic. Resurrection. Again, another classic producer, no ID, putting their stamp on somebody and saying that this is who I'm gonna fuck with, and that somebody is Common again, and Common. It's not like Common is just riding the coattails of um of a dope producer. Like Common absolutely fucking delivers on all three of these albums, and bar for bar, song content. You know what I'm saying? Features. Like I said, he had that was like the first big Lauryn Hill feature outside of the Fugees was the song about abortion, Retrospect for Life or whatever. Like like I would take, I'll give you the floor. Like tell me where J. Cole has those moments with his discography. I'll give you Forest Hill Drive because I love that record and everybody knows that's the one. But outside of that, he got a
For
lot of
your
break. He got
eyes
a lot of
only, people
misses for
people
me.
feel the same way for your eyes only. People say feel the same way about neighbors, folding clothes, deja vu. People feel the same way about these songs, bro. Like the shit and it's funny because like this only has 10 tracks on it. So you're gonna
Deja Vu is the one is the Bryson Tiller sample. The one where you misappropriated the Bryson Tiller sample. Right?
yeah, what are we talking about here?
Put your hands in your ear if you
What are
feel
we
it, right?
talking about? What are we talking about? And so I don't. You say you're not talking about commercial success, so I don't
Yeah,
really
I'm not.
understand, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like
So what do we? What do
just
we? What do we?
creatively speak. The song that you're saying, what's it called again?
Which one? Deja vu,
Deja Vu.
neighbors, folding clothes, and the story on for your eyes only. Like I'm listening to it
Hold
right now.
on.
It's the one with Bryson Tiller. But I'm saying like
Yeah,
that was a huge
it's
song.
not with Bryson Tiller. It's that he stole the Bryson Tiller sample.
Hold on, so
Like
we're
they
bringing right or wrong into this. Like what are we talking about?
no,
This?
no, no,
No,
not right or wrong. It's that shit is whack. Like
what's whack?
because Bryson Tiller already sampled the that sample. What's the girls the
What's the song? A big ass song?
it's a big ass song, but it's a sample that was already huge for another record that just came out like a year or two before that with Bryson Tiller. He recycled that when that shit came out. I saw what I saw on the internet. The people that I was that like, bro, you recycled the fucking sample that somebody already took. Like that sample was used and it was already dope on Exchange. Exchange is the joint, right? That's the
Yeah,
Bryson
but we're
Tiller joint.
still talking about a fire ass song that dominated airwaves. I don't pay attention to, and just was in your ear forever. Like I don't understand.
I
Like
don't think that song was fire at all. Like, put your hands in the air if you feel. I
you
hated the
again,
hook.
again,
I hated the
again
sample. I
like I
hated
said
all that
again, we
shit.
keep going back to that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I don't talk about even peer dues from a I
Yeah, yeah,
aspect
yeah.
because it's nothing because then it gets to a point where I just like this dude better, and that's basically what
Yeah.
we're doing right now.
And I'll give you that. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. And like I said, when you were laying everything out for Common in the 3 hours,
Mhm.
like, yeah, this is I'm not good at making in court or whatever. But then I just went to 4 hours. I'm like, well, this ain't even that hard. It's just I named three songs also that people just love that just dominated because it's basically what you did. You found songs from albums.
The neighbor shit people fucked with. I'd have to I don't when that shit came out, they came out the same day as Donald Glover's shit. I remember the something the my love shit, the shit with Redbone on it. Um yeah, man, like I okay. Like for
So
y'all's
born
only
so
was
so
big.
so born
I,
so born center. Because another thing, a lot of projects you're naming to me,
mhm.
they're skippable tracks on it. Like they're skippable tracks on
Which ones? Which
besides
ones
B,
has the skippable?
besides B,
Besides B,
besides
yeah,
B, B is the only non-skippable column I can think of. And I did love what if a chocolate I'm almost still in the jar for current.
crazy. Yeah,
So yeah, but I do remember like okay, I'm skipping that. So then I pull up Born Center, and I'm like, yeah,
there's a
it's
lot of skips
21
on Born
songs on
Center.
here, so I'm definitely gonna skip some of them. But just
Yeah,
looking, I'm like, but it's like 4 or 5. Is Power Trips on here with Miguel, which was a
Power Trip is Power
big
Trip is
song.
probably my
Crooked
favorite Cole
Smile, which
song.
I hated, is on
Hate that
here.
song.
Like, but these are big ass songs, so it can't be about the songs that I like. When we're just talking about niggas that, like, I don't know. Like, I would take the L on this because I feel like it's not an L because I didn't really learn nothing about Common. I feel like Common's dope.
Like
Like, I don't.
I think that bar for bar. for sure. Bar for bar, I don't think Cole can. It's not that he can't touch Common, but
It's
like
crazy.
he's definitely not like, oh, he's noticeably better than Common is.
And vice
Like
versa.
bar for bar. Yeah,
Common's not
correct.
noticeable. Okay, because he
No,
definitely
correct.
got
I'm
some.
not. I'm not saying that bar for bar. He's like noticeably like this guy's ill. Like the original contention was like again that J Cole is Common with better production, and the dude was like, oh, but J Cole's better in this and this and this and this. He's not better bar for bar. He doesn't have a better discography. He doesn't have better beats. Like he doesn't. Like if there's one thing that I would definitely say for Cole is that he's more popular. You know what I'm saying? And so you're saying, oh yeah, people really loved folding clothes. Folding clothes is fucking whack, man. That shit was whack. Like he was to me, he was like he was rapping about, hey, I like being a regular dude
Oh, so
now, and
are
I'm
we really
folding
going to
clothes
pick
for my
out a
wife. That
song?
shit was whack to me.
So we're really going to find a song and say that's whack. Like if I can really go to comments, I can really find just a song that people say is whack. Like
No,
it's a
so
whole album. There's a whole
let's
album
find
of
the
comments.
popular songs that people loved that are actually not that are actually whack in Common's discography. Like which ones that
Because,
because you're
because you named a song that is dope by people and then told me that you thought it was whack.
yeah, I hate both of those songs. Exchange and Fold and Close. I think Neighbors is crazy. I love the Neighbors, the story that he told, the fact that that shit was true, and he pulled up his house
Yeah,
videos like that again. And it's wild for me to like sit here and critique somebody who actually I really like. But like
just
again, when
compliment
I went through
section.
those, yeah, when I went through those albums, I was just like, I just don't really. I've never gone back to listen to For Your Eyes Only. Never. I just don't like that shit. And when I did, because of the podcast, it just confirmed for me. And like sideline story, like he even got that song where he was like he had to recognize that he dropped a whack ass song with the workout shit. The
Yeah,
workout for me, that shit
yeah.
was whack. That shit was ass.
Whoa, whoa,
Crooked
whoa,
Smiles
whoa.
is ass. That shit is whack.
So the dude made a song that blew up and was a major single, and then made a song saying how he hated how he had to play the game, which was
Yeah,
equally as good. So you made a good ass song about
that
a
song.
song that people
Love that
hold on,
song.
no, Let Nas Down was a good song, correct?
I love that fucking run. I love
About
that.
a song that people love, correct?
People love workout for me. That shit was whack.
Do we not know how singles work, Dave? We know do we know hold on. Do you know how Eminem drops albums? What does he do
Yeah,
first?
everybody drops a single first. Yeah.
He gives you a song that everybody hates. He gives you a song that you hate that everybody loves. That's the same thing with Cookie. Like
Oh,
my man was done with the album. It's like, yo, you need a single. He was like, all right, give me 10 minutes. And then made a
what
major single.
a big part of the a big part of the podcast is him talking about. You got to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, no,
Side note,
I'm not refuting. Oh, I'm not sitting there
yeah,
saying like, yo, I go back and listen to workout. I'm saying
no,
like,
no, no. I'm saying a big part of the podcast was him talking about what you're saying
okay,
because he had a lot of problems with Rock Nation. That he basically feels like they it took him 3 albums. It took him to get up to Forest Hill Drive to find his own voice,
yeah,
right? And you could tell, you could
hmm
hear that he changed, and it was because he was just trying to make the label happy,
yeah,
and like I'm on Jay Z's record label, I feel obligated to, and a big part of his career, which I give again, I like the podcast more than I like all of his albums combined because I just like him. You know what I'm saying? And he there was a point in the podcast where he basically screamed on Jay like in public, like where Jay embarrassed him because Jay kept telling him like, "Yo, you don't have a single." And he said there was some kind of big single from like I don't know if it was Kendrick or Drake or somebody. It was Drake, I think, and he was like, and he goes to Cole and he goes, "Yo, man, can you just give me one of those? Can I just get one of those?" Like joking with him, but he was in public and people saw it, and
mm,
he embarrassed him. You know what I'm saying? And so Cole basically, took him to the side and just read him like in public, and people saw it. And he was like, "Yo, man." Like you can't fucking do that to me, you know what I'm saying? Like you just humiliated me in front of, and like even and Drake was like, "Damn, yo!" Like people saw it, and it's like, that's kind of foul. You know what I'm saying? So that I understand how important workout was, and
mm.
I understand that people liked it, and I'm glad it did what it did. But like that shit, like That shit is just not dope. Like, are we gonna compare? We're comparing.
But it still gets played now. It still gets played to this day.
But do you think that that song is dope? That shit
But
is
again, it's
whack. He's fucking sampling Paula Abdul. He's singing the Paula Abdul hook. That shit is garbage. Like that's what I'm saying. Like what big song that Common does Common have? And I'm sure he has one. Maybe we can find it. A big song that Common has that we could legitimately be like, yeah, people liked it, but that shit was whack. Like people liked Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that we're not rocking with that. Like Common's first big song was like Sold by the Pound. Let's take his first album out because that was like super underground in 1992. But like Sold by the Pound and the Cock Block record, those shits were big ass songs. Like those weren't. I don't think there's anything corny from that. Go to Resurrection. Resurrection is the second album. What's the big song from Resurrection? I Used to Love Her. I Used to Love Her is one of the most iconic hip hop songs of all time. I Used to Love Her came out before I Gave You Power. So he did the metaphor of rapping through the eyes of hip hop before Nas did the metaphor of rapping from the perspective of a gun. That was the big breakout single from Common. J. Cole's big breakout singles is Workout. Like that shit was whack. Like I like the other one, the Can't Get Enough. That shit's dope. I like that.
whoa. Okay.
That shit.
No. You
You know
said
the
big
joint.
breakout. That's I'm not gonna say that's his big breakout, but the
No,
shit, no,
it
the
isn't.
shit was because he had, like I said, the two projects you did like came out
Mhm.
before the album that had workout on it. So
Oh yeah.
workout project wasn't from that, but the way shit was,
Commercially, yeah.
yeah,
Lights, please,
definitely,
yo. For me, Lights, please, bro. Lights, please is my
yeah,
shit
definitely, yeah.
forever. Lights, please is my shit forever. Grown Simba, that type of shit. And I don't even know if this is all the way J. Cole's fault. If J. Cole had never been on Rock Nation and J. Cole was putting out his own shit, his first album would have never had a workout. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
would have never had maybe like, yeah, the Missy Elliott single was cool, but that's not really him either. You know what I'm saying? And so like that maybe the argument, and he says it on the podcast, maybe the argument is like, man, Rock Nation really had him in a lane that wasn't who he really wanted to be.
Definitely.
And you can hear it starting to change on Born Sinner because man, that fucking Miguel shit, man, like for him to make a single as big as that shit was, the way that that shit sounded sonically, that was like he made a commercial giant record out of an underground ass sounding beat. You know what I'm saying? And to throw the
Mm,
melodies on there with Miguel, you could hear his genius
mm.
in that shit. He had to navigate a space that he shouldn't have had to navigate because they were putting him in positions that he shouldn't have had to be in. They should have just let him be himself. And it sounded like, and again, the podcast will say it, he felt like they wasn't really letting him be
What's
himself.
the name of the
They,
podcast? It's not on YouTube. What's the name of the podcast?
so I forget just if you search up J.
Like, is it on
Cole,
YouTube also? Like, is it video? Because I'm rather
nah,
watch
like
it.
he put it behind a paywall. He put it behind a paywall on his website, and you had to pay $10 for it.
Uh-huh.
But it's called Inevitable. Yeah, Inevitable. If you just click that, right, you pay $10 for it, and it's like 10 episodes, and you just you just fall in love with him, man. I fell in love with J. Cole's entire career all over again when I listened to it. And so again, for me, so we're not here. I know we can do this all day. So for me, like my summary of it is that Common has more classic albums. Uh, they're neck and neck, bar for bar. I would not say that Common is better than Cole bar for bar, but I would physically fight somebody that tells me that Cole is better than Common bar for bar because Common, not only is Common that dude, but Common also in all of his shows stops the show and goes off the head for like 2 or 3 minutes. Like Common's nice. Common breakdances at his shows. Like Common is and Common is a real ass dude. Common, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like so
just like you told me, you don't get extra credit for that.
yeah, I know. You don't get extra credit for making the beats. I know. Um,
Well,
that's
you
true.
literally get extra credit for making a beat, nigga.
I did say that. You know why I say he don't get extra credit for making the beats?
because they're not
because some of
popular.
those beats wasn't it for me. You know what I mean? Like it just like if he was a hit boy, I would give him extra credit. But I do, again, Power Trip, he does have some shit that I
Yeah.
that I really do like. And like you said, High Power, I know it's unreleased, but High Power is one of Kendrick's best songs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I
Yeah.
really die inside a little bit that these dudes didn't come together to make a record, and I don't think it'll ever happen now.
I
You know what
don't
I'm
think so
saying?
either, nigga.
I don't think it's gonna happen now. But yeah, just bar for bar, I just think people underrate Common and the era that he came out, the accomplishments that he had, what he meant to his city. You know what I'm saying? Like Lupe Fiasco, Kanye West, anybody from Chicago absolutely looks up to him as a luminary. You know what I'm saying? As their goat. He's just one of the goats, man. He's one of the goats that survived in a different era of hip hop. He's still looked at today. He's still thriving today. You know what I
It's
mean?
funny
Like
because I really wish what I've learned is I'm not good at arguing. I thought I was not. Because like I say, anybody could have.
Cole is one of the goats.
I
I
feel
know
like
everything
somebody
I'm
could have.
saying.
I feel like somebody really could have went back and forth with you with Cole stuff. Like I really feel like, and that's why I started the whole conversation with like, is the gap the thing that made me put my phone down was the gap he was putting in between every single category. Like I said, besides battle tested, they're even to me. Like
I think the
people,
albums. I think the albums is not
yeah,
to
but
be
like I said,
overlooked.
people, but like your friend said, that's because you're an Eras baby. Like you're dedicated to your era. And
What's all
it's
right?
like
So
so
what's
we can say
Cole's
a lot of
second best
things. Like I tell
album?
a lot of my friends, y'all listen, I watch. Like
Mhm.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm also hearing what you're saying that you're an Eras baby.
If my if people walk away from this and say, "Damn, maybe it's closer than I thought," like that would be then I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Because I fully well understand that J. Cole is more popular,
Mhm.
that J. Cole has had way more commercial success,
Mhm.
like way more commercial success than Common has. So I'm aware of that. And when somebody has way
Why
more commercial success,
wow Common has a top tier pioneer, I mean, pillar hip hop song. Like, so you said
correct,
Cole has all the success, but Common is the one that has that. You can't talk about hip hop without talking about I used to love her. Like, so
right, right,
even without so the so-called without the commercial success, he still had big ass songs, which kind of goes to what you're saying. Like, Cole has these big ass songs in their singles and this and the third, but Common has these big ass songs when they're him. Like they're
mm.
not like the Cole
They're
songs
not
that are
formula
like
records,
Cole songs that are equal with Common songs are deep cuts. While
right,
Common songs are like, yo, this is a fucking banger, banger, banger. Like there's no denying
right,
it. So
correct,
yeah. All right. Well, yeah,
yeah.
we ain't got time to get into that. Which I'm mad about.